I want to put some data from Salesforce into third party. Right now, all the example what we done is fetching the data from third party. Now what we do is we try to upload some data to the third party system. From Salesforce, we'll consume some third party service, upload the data into third party system. So to do this, I am using box.com. So I have some box.com account. So I'm trying to log into box.com. First, let us see what is there in the box.com. That will tell you the APIs and everything. Verification code. So I logged into my account. And I have following. I have the following data. I logged into my account. I have some following data. Now here also, what I want to do is I want to log into this box.com. Right now I'm creating a folder manually. What I'm doing here? Here I want to create a folder. Create a new folder. We are creating a new folder. We are trying to create them manually. I don't want to create them manually. I want to create programmatically. Programmatically I want to log in. And I want to create a folder and I want to dump some data into this. Programmatically I want to log in and I want to dump some data into this. So how to log into this programmatically and how to dump the data into this folder. From Salesforce, I want to create some folder here and I want to upload some data into this part. So how to connect with the box.com and how to dump the data into this box.com. That's the question. So to work on this, we are going for API. If you want to work on this, you need to go for developer.box.com. Why? Because I need to create a connection between Salesforce and this system. So I'm going to developer.box.com. When I go to developer.box.com, log in. I'm logging into my box.com. So here I log in. So now what I want to do, I want to connect with this box.com. I logged in as a developer. Once I logged in as a developer, if two systems want to communicate and authorize by using authorization server, if two systems want to connect by using authorization server, they have to create a connected app. And the connected app is always treated in service product. Whoever is the person who is providing the service, whoever is the organization which is providing the service, in that organization, we have to create a connected app. Now, what we are trying to do? Salesforce is trying to create a folder in the box.com. Who is the provider? Box.com is the provider. Salesforce is the consumer. So where should I create a connected app? The box.com. So if you want to create a connected app, what are you getting here? Create a login. So we have build Salesforce app. Next, what type of authentication you want to use? 2.0 JWT server authentication or standard 2.0 user authentication. We are going with user authentication. Okay. I created. The moment you created, now what are you getting here? Client ID, client secret. Now you're reading, read URI. You're getting read URI. So this is the data what we are getting. Are you getting the point here? So what we need when you create a connected app, we need to know client ID, client secret, read URI. Now let's go to the documentation and find out what type of authentication they are following. Is it a core format of authentication, or is it a username password, or a client credential? What type of authentication they are following? So if you go to this, authorization. Authentication, I'm going with authorization. When you go to authorization, you'll understand the structure of the authentication. Every organization has their own format of authentication. So if you go to authorization, they told request to this URL, right? So when you request to this URL by using what? Response type as code, client ID, reader URI, state. State is also mandatory. What is state? Text string. Then you choose any random string state. If you send client ID, reader URI, state, then it's going to send some response. The response, what are you going to get? You're going to get a response. My response is going to be code. You're getting what? The response you're going to get what? Code. Look at this. Code equal to others code. We're getting a code. Once you got the code, what I'm doing? Making a request for token. When you make a request for token, what are the parameters you are supposed to send? Grant type, others code, client ID, code, client secret. If you send all these 4 parameters, what they are giving? They are giving access to. And also they are giving what? They are giving access token, they are giving access token. Then if you are done with this, if you want to disconnect, you already established a connection, you want to sign out, then we are going to use revoke by sending what? Client ID, client secret, token. If you send these 3, automatically it is going to disconnect from your box.com. I hope you are clear with this. This is authorization. First, let us authorize. Once you authorize, you will see how to pull the resource or how to insert the resource. When 2 systems want to communicate, first we need to go for authorization. Okay. So to achieve this, what is the first thing that I have to do? I have to tell to my system. Was the box.com has to give the response to which page? Callback URL. Box.com has to give the response to which page? A third party system where we can store the data. That's probably the November, the October first week, winter rating will be out. Already winter rating is out. So winter rating is already out. Okay, winter rating is already out. On AP production, in the October first week, they are going to update to the winter rating. So winter rating will have which version of AP? 41 point. Okay, fine. That's not our duty. Come back. So we want to convey. So to which page the response has to come? To which page the response has to come? I told the response has to come to Visual Force page. Box response. I told the response has to be sent to the box response. So this is the page to which the box.com has to send the response. So where do you give this? Client ID, client secret, redirect URI. The redirect URI I am going to give Apex. Then we are going with the box response. So we are giving the response. So finally, what are the credentials we had? Let us copy the credentials so that again we will not log into this box.com one more time. I guess we already done an object, right? Integration object, we have go back to this box.com and ready. Then go back to this box.com, client secret, no username, password, only we require callback URL. Right. I'll save it so that every time I don't need to go back to this organization. Then both the systems are I want to connect it, and with the box.com I created a connected app. Once I created a connected app, I had a client ID, client secret, and callback URL. Now I need to follow the documentation to authenticate myself. What are the first URL they have given? Was if you want to authorize yourself, you don't. This is a token box authorization URL. What is the URL? Account.box.com API was authorized. What are the parameters they are sending? Response type, client ID, and read URI state. These are the 4 parameters I have set. So let us start. Now, first we need to understand what we are going to get. Public string code we are going to get. Then we are going to get access token. Basically, at the end of the game, what you are supposed to get? Code and access token. These are the 2 parameters we are going to get. Initially, we are requesting for code, requesting for access token. Then, I already constructed public string integration. Integration. In the constructor, I am writing a SQL query, public. Why I am writing a SQL query? Because my data is stored in object. Select client ID, secret, and what did I give? Callback URL, redirect URL. Where name equal to. This is how we wrote it. We wrote a SQL query in this format. We got that. So my credentials are fetched by writing a SQL query. I wrote a SQL query and fetched my credentials. Now I have a request for what? Request code from box. If you want to request a code, what is the endpoint URL? We need to understand how you need to make a request. What is the endpoint URL that we are using? I want to request a code, but if you want to request a code, what is the endpoint URL you are requesting? What is the endpoint URL you are using? Copy this endpoint URL. Then we have other parameters. What is the method type? Method type is get. What are the parameters we have to pass? The parameters are response type, other parameters we have client ID, these are the parameters what you are supposed to send. Where URL registered with. Then we are the next one. What is the next parameter we have? State. What is the state? It can be any string, any random string. So we got the data. These are the parameters. We have to make a request. Using these parameters, if you make a request, it's going to get a code. So what they are saying, boss, request the code from box.com. Endpoint we have given. Method is get parameters. These are the parameters. If you send a request to this, we are going to get a response. So let us design a code. Public void request code. Here also I will design in the form of page reference so that it's easy for me to read the data. Okay. Rather than parsing the data, it will be easy for me. So what I can do, string endpoint. So you will re-ignore the endpoint. By this time, if you understood, if you know how to make HTTP call, almost things will be similar. But only thing is, once you do the HTTP call, you need to go through the documentation and see what are the parameters you have to pass. Endpoint equal to endpoint plus point plus client ID plus what data dot endpoint plus client secret or reader URI. They give reader URI equal to then we have endpoint plus again we need random data. So I give my random data. Alright. Then we have to create a page reference. Page reference equal to this is how we created the request. What was this? Stop void I have to give here. Now, based on the parameters as per the documentation, based on the endpoint URL, based on the parameters, we are making a request. As we are trying to make a request to third-party system, what is the first thing that I have to do? I have to register this third-party system with the Salesforce remote site settings. Setup, administer, security controllers. We have remote site settings. Once you are done with this, now I have to create a home page. As I told you, we can build everything from a single page, but to make it understandable to you, I am splitting it into two pages. Otherwise, you can do everything from a single page. Code command button, code action. So go back, have a preview. Request the code. Grant access because already I logged in. It's not asking username password, otherwise it will ask me to enter username password. Then what are we getting on the code? Code we are getting. In the URL we are getting a code. In the URL we are getting a code. So what is our next step? Use the code and request for the access token. So I have to use the code and request for the access token. So next, take the next step. What is the next one? Request access token. How are you requesting the access token? If you want to request the access token as per the documentation, What are the things I have to pass? First, endpoint URL. This is endpoint URL. So, what is the endpoint URL do if I have to make a request? Endpoint URL. This is the endpoint URL we are using. Then, what type of request is this? What type of request? It asks me to give post request. What are the parameters we are supposed to pass? Parameters. Grant type. Grant type. Authorization. Next. Code. Next. Grant type. Code. What are other things? Client ID. These are the 4 parameters that he is expecting you to pass. What are the 4 parameters? Grant type, authorization code, client ID, client system. What is code? Client ID, connected app, client secret, connected app. So these are the parameters you have to pass. If you make a request to this endpoint URL with the post method with the following parameters, then you are going to get a response. In the response, you are going to have access token which you have to deserialize it. I hope I am clear. Right. Now in this case, how do you make a request now? Public void request token. First, I have to go with this thing endpoint, registering endpoint. What is the endpoint to which you are making a request? Right. Then I'm trying to form string body. The body contains grant type, authorization code, body equal to body plus body plus %. Equal to body plus %. So what are the parameters? Grant type, authorization code, client ID, client secret. Then I was supposed to make a request, which will be p equal to request dot set endpoint request dot method. What type of method is this? Set method. Method is post. Then we have request dot set body. Then we are going to get a response. It should be response. What I can do, we dot we send a request, we are going to get a response. Now once you send a request, we are getting a response. Whatever the response we are getting, response dot get. What are the response you are getting? Now suppose basically you are supposed to write try catch here. Try catch check whether status equal to. You need to write if condition. If status equal to 200, then process this. Otherwise, it gives some customized error message. Okay, because I'm doing side away. I'm not writing the if else condition to check whether success or failure. Then what we are going to get? We give this request, we are going to get access token. We are also getting what? Refresh token. So whenever we use a code format of authorization, whenever we use a web server code format of authorization, we get a access token. We also get a refresh token. We get a access token. We also get a refresh token. Purpose of the refresh token, I'll tell you. How do you pass it? System dot reason. Then we have given while gp dot. Then I'm giving if the same story, it is not gp dot text equal to access token. Where is the value? Value will be on next position. So gp dot next token. Access token equal to gp dot. Okay. Everything is fine, but what about the code? What about the code? We are not written a code. We are not written a logic to read the code. So how to read the code? Code equal to append space dot current page dot parameters dot get off. Whatever the code that is in the URL, we are reading it. So what I have done was, once you make a request, we are going to get a code on the top of the page. Read the code. Once you read the code, what I'm doing, then make a request to this endpoint URL with the following parameters, which is going to give you response. The response will contain what? Access token. Whatever you have done till now, this is what? Only the process of authorization. Whatever I have done till now is only a process of authorization. We didn't request the resource. We are not performing the operation of the data. We are only authorizing ourselves. So let's go back here. And I want to see whether access token is generated properly or not. Now, so what is the third party system to which we are making a request? This is account.box.com, but whereas this is aba.box.com. Both of them are two different URIs. Go back to the remote site settings again. Create one more remote site settings. Once you're done, request the code. When you request the code, grant access. When you got the code on the top, then I told request the token. When I told request the token, what we are getting here? Access. Once you got the access token, both the systems are able to authenticate each other and connection is established. Once the connection is established, what do you want to do? You want to get the information about a folder, you want to create a folder, you want to upload a file, what do you want to do? You want to perform some operation. So what are the operation it is supporting? It is saying, boss, if you want to perform the operation, I am supporting the following operations. Look at this. All these are the operations, what they support. What is this? Get the file info, download a file, upload a file, okay. Like this, they are getting a lot of services. Now what is the information we want? Get the folder info, create a folder, update a folder, delete a folder, a lot of information has come. Now we are getting what? Create folder. When is a create folder, what is the endpoint URL they give? This is the endpoint URL. What type of method is this? What are the fields they are giving? So query fields. What is the name? Is it required name of the folder? Is it a parent ID? Is it a parent folder or child folder? If it is a child folder, you have to give the ID. What is the parent ID? So parent ID. If it is a child folder, you are going to give 0 or 1. Some indication will be there. Check it out. So what you are trying to pass? We are going to give the name, parent ID. So look at this. What is the third type of authorization? Authorization is variant. You can look at here. What type of authorization they are giving? Variant. What is the format of the body they are requesting? So let us go back. Now next, what is your intention?
Dropbox is the attributes of the integration object.
Dropbox.
Actually, as per the requirements of the software, the data, the DML statement. It's like client ID, client secret, from integration.
No. I already created a custom object. The yesterday class, what I have done? In yesterday class, what I have done? I created a custom object in which I am showing all my credentials. If you don't show the credential, what should you do? You have to type it. You have to hard code it. It's not a good practice to have a hard coded value of this.
Within the integration custom object, a Dropbox is a field.
Now, so let us go to the next. So we are trying to use this. Create a folder. So when you want to go with this, what is the endpoint to which you have to make a request? They told this is the endpoint. Make a request to this endpoint. And what is the authorization they told? Now it is what? Because you are requesting a data, now they are saying which authorization. Previously I am not speaking about authorization because we are writing that code to authorize ourselves. Now if you want to request any data, you have to prove our authorization. So to prove our authorization, what I am passing? Access token. Whatever we received in the above step, whatever the access token we received in the above step, that access token I am giving as a session ID for me. Now what is the header? Body. I'll give method. What type of method is this? There is a post method. The body I'll give name and name and these are the URL. This is the endpoint. These are the parameters what I am supposed to set. So what is the parameter you are supposed to set? Do this URL using authorization. You have to make a post request and create a folder. This is the data. Who has given this documentation? If I want to communicate with a third party, they specify the documentation. Unless they give a documentation, we don't know to which URL we have to make a request. What parameters I have to pass? How do I know that you have a parent and name? I don't know what is parent and name. You have to specify me. Whoever is the service provider, he gives me the complete information about this. Then using this, I am trying to make a request now. What I am doing here? Public void. So how do you make it? HTTP, new HTTP. Because dot set endpoint. What is the endpoint that we had? Thing point. So endpoint. Similarly, we have string body. Name of the folder. 99. I'm giving it. Set endpoint. Then request. Request dot set method. That is what? Then request dot for the next one. Set body. request dot set body. Request dot set body. Then we are going to get a response. It should be response. Dot set. Then I want to give result equal to. I want to see result equal to response dot get body. So what is the result? I want to see whether the things are created or not created. So public string result equal to response dot get body. Then I am calling this create within this. Right. Now what I am doing, boss? You look at this. First we requested for the code. Once you got the code, using the code I requested for the access token. Once you got the access token, I want to create a folder. When you want to create a folder, did you organize yourself? Did you prove your? If you make this request, it will fail. Why it will fail? You are not proved you are. So if you want to prove you are, what should I do now? I have to give request dot set header authorization. What is the authorization they give? Space. Space is required. Access to. They told authorization. Format access to. Now I'm saying, boss, I'm already authorized. This is my ID. This is my access token. Use this access token to give me the resource. I'm already authorized. Take this access token. Authorize me and create a folder. So go back to the response page. Instead of access token, I'll give. I hope you are clear, right? So first authorize. Once you get an access token, using that access token, you can make a request to your resource. Get the code. Now we go to the response. So if you go to the response, what is the ID of the folder? Why I am taking this ID? So that I can use this ID for further reference. So we got the response, boss. Your folder is created. Then go back to the files. Integration 99. The folder was created, right? Now, in this folder, if you want to create a child folder, in this folder, you want to create a child folder, then what I can? It's of ID. So it all depends upon the format of the request. Code, grant access, token, you go to the response, go back to the folder, integration folder, go to text. Okay, parent data. Then once you are done, what do you want? You want to make one more request? Now you got a folder. You want to delete the folder? If you want to delete the folder, what we have? Delete folder. If you want to delete the folder, they told API folder slash folder ID. If you give the folder ID, and what is the record field? Folder ID. What type of method is this? Delete. If it is a delete method, where do you put the data? You have to put the data in the URL only. If it is a delete method, where do you put the data? The data has to be put on the URL only. You have to put the data in the URL only. Header. So make a request to this. Vacancy equal to 2. So folder slash folder ID, make a request to this using what? Delete. Then automatically record is going to be deleted. So let us say, how do you delete it now? Public void. So we make it string. So all these are resources. Once you are authorized, you can make a request to a number of resources. Once you are authorized, you can make a request as per your requirement. Then what I'm doing here? Dot set endpoint request dot set method. Whatever method is this? Request dot set. What else we have? Method is set. Now HTTP response. Then p dot send. But we have to authorize yourself. If you want to authorize, I hope you are clear. So once you are authorized, find out the resource, find out whether it's a get method or put method or a delete method, what is that method, then make a request, get the access. Okay. You can practice a number of examples as per the services. Uploading a file, uploading a data, whatever you want, you can practice. I'll just remove this. So create a say delete. Go back, code, grant access, error, what is that? Folder not empty. Subfolder is there. Folder is not empty, so we need to first delete the subfolder as per their requirement. As per their documentation, subfolder. Inner folder should be deleted by outer folder. Just go back. Because we are not reading the documentation, straight away we are just taking out the URL. We need to go through the documentation to understand what are the prerequisites. Go back. There is no folder here. All files within the integration 99. There is no folder called. We deleted. So what type of request is this? Delete request. We have not done any delete operation as of now. We have done only get and post. So one of the operations is delete operation. I hope I am clear. People have followed this. So what is the procedure I followed? The server code format of authentication. First we made a request to them. They send me an access code. Using the code, again I requested an access token. They give me an access token. Then both of us are connected. Then I can make a request to the resource and ask whatever the data I want. I hope I am clear with this format. Everyone is good with this example? Clear? Clear for everyone? So, next. Similarly, we'll also do one more example because the code format is very most properly used format. Okay. Let us go with the next format. Yeah, obviously when you are trying to integrate, you have to connect. When you are integrating is what? Both of you have a mutual understanding to exchange the data. So obviously then we are going to save the URL. If you are integrating means both the parties have a mutual understanding to exchange the data. So to exchange the data, one of the steps is asking you to which URL I have to send your response. To which URL I have to send a response. It is a must. Now I do with the LinkedIn. Let us do one more example with the LinkedIn. I'll do the same similar type of example with the LinkedIn. Now, then I'll go with a third format. So I hope you are clear with this format box. Everyone is good with this example. Let me log out of this. Then let me go to the next part. I want to integrate with the LinkedIn. Now whatever my data is there in the LinkedIn, the data in the LinkedIn I want to get and use it. So I want to connect with the LinkedIn. Whatever the data I have in my LinkedIn, whatever the data is there, I want to fetch the data and use the data in the Salesforce. Right. So sometimes what happened, I know the client name, but the further details about the client are not available to me. I know the client name, but I want to get more information about the client. I want to check in the social media. Is there any other details I can find regarding the client? Okay. Any other details like I want to know the name of the client. I want to get some other data. So make the integration with third party. Get the details from the third party. Use them in the Salesforce. Now, what do you want to do? I want to post a message in the LinkedIn from Salesforce. The Salesforce, if I type any message, the data has to be posted to the LinkedIn. But I want to like somebody in the LinkedIn. I want to comment someone in the LinkedIn. So what is that? I want to do everything from the Salesforce. So whatever the message that comes to me, that message should be displayed in the Salesforce channel. When I give a reply on that channel, automatically the reply has to go to the LinkedIn. So they want to integrate like this. So what I should do? Integrate Salesforce with the LinkedIn. If you want to integrate Salesforce with LinkedIn, what is the process I have to follow? So let us see here. LinkedIn API. LinkedIn API. So let us go to the API of LinkedIn. Then we get a formatting. So what they are saying cost. Already login. So login as again what? Login like a developer. Login like a developer. Login like a developer. The LinkedIn, right? Unauthorized. Why you're unauthorized? Okay, I am not created any character app. First, I have to create a character app. Right. So, okay, chalo, let me give. So, I have to create a character app. How to create a character app? Let me give it. So, go to my apps. What is the login to? What is the login? Go to my apps. My apps. Once you log in as how do you log in? Developer.linkedin.com. Once you log in, you will be finding my apps. Create an application. Select some file. Some images I require. Application type for education training certification. Website URL. DNS email ID. Phone number. Just fill in the data. I create a connector. The moment I create a connector, what I got here? Client ID, client secret. Then immediately they are asking authorization, redirect URL. To which page I was supposed to send the data? To which page I was supposed to send the data? Then I'm going with LinkedIn response. So I'm giving here. What is the authorization URL? LinkedIn response. Okay. I have created. So go back to this. Send a request. Connection live. authentication scheme. Where is authentication scheme? LinkedIn. Okay. Now, now I need to get what method you need? Get company profile. Forbidden tools. So what I need to get? Let's see. Get method again. First, if you take out one structure. Right. So if you make a request, what are you getting here? You're getting the data. First name, Satish, headline, CEO of IT state, right? ID, name. So we got some data. So when I'm making a request to this, I'm getting data. So this is the endpoint URL to which you have to make a request to get the response. This is the endpoint URL to which you have to make a request to get the response regarding my data. Regarding my data. Now if you want to get this data, first I have to make what? Authorization. If I have to make a request, first I have to make what? Authorization. First time it failed. Why? Because without selecting the LinkedIn authentication user, I made a request. It failed. So what should I do? First I have to make a request to the LinkedIn, establish a connection. Once I establish a connection, then I will be able to make a request to get my data. Are you getting my point? So what should I do? First, let us see how to make a request to the LinkedIn and get the data. If you want to make a request to the LinkedIn and get the data, so go through the authenticating OAuth 2.0. When you want to authenticate, what they told? Establish a connection with LinkedIn. I got a client ID, client secret. Okay. Then what they told? Make a request to this. What type of request? Get. What you have to send? Response type code, client ID, read URI, state, scope. Scope is an option. You have to send all these 4 parameters. Then he's sending what? Access token. He's sending a code. Once you got a code, make a request to this using a post method. Grant type, code, read URI, client ID, client secret. If you send all these 5 parameters, you are going to get a response. The response, what are you getting? Access token. Once you got the access token, then make a request to get whatever the data you want. Make a request to get whatever the data you want. Are you clear about this? So it is also following what format? Web server authentication. It is also following web server authentication. I told you, most of the systems will be following web server authentication. So let us see how to establish a connection with the LinkedIn and access the data. Now the same story. First, what should I do? I don't want to use the credentials every time. So I'll go to my integration object, save the data, LinkedIn. What is the client ID? What is the client secret? What is the callback URL? So I have created my data so that I can access my credentials from the integration object. So what should I do? So can I copy the code to here? The basic code is same. Here the code is same. So it's good. Right? What did I do? First I wrote a sample query to get the data from the integration object whose name is LinkedIn. Then I have to make a request to get that code. Request the code from the LinkedIn. Request the code from LinkedIn. Request the code from LinkedIn. If you want to request the code from LinkedIn, what is the first point? Endpoint. What is the endpoint URL to which you have to make a request? Again, the same documentation. Go through the documentation, know what you have to make it. Endpoint URL. What type of method is this? Method is get, then parameters. What are the parameters I am supposed to pass? Response type. What is the response type they give? The value of this should be always response type code. What is the next one they got? Client ID. Already we received the client ID from connected app. Then again, what they ask you to pass? Related URI. Client ID, related URI. Then they ask you to pass state. What is the state? A unique string. It can be any string of your choice. Just like your previous example. So these are the parameters what you are supposed to pass. These are the parameters what you are supposed to pass. If you make a request to this endpoint URL with the following parameters, what you are supposed to get? Code. What you are supposed to get? Code. Now tell me how to write the code. Public page reference request page reference request code. Then I'm going to create string endpoint. For the endpoint we have LinkedIn authorization. We have endpoint equal to endpoint plus response equal to endpoint equal to endpoint plus ampersand client ID endpoint equal to endpoint plus ampersand one endpoint equal to endpoint ampersand. Right. So we have taken response type code, client ID, redirect URI, and some string. Then you are supposed to pass page reference b equal to endpoint. So come again. Again twice. So we have there is some bug from my end or missing. Right. This is how we made it. Once we made this, let us understand. Let us understand whether the code is coming properly or not. Let us understand whether the code is coming properly or not. So what I will do, go to the LinkedIn home page. Then go back to this. I will preview. That was the code. We are going to get it. First, we need to get a bug. Why? I think already LinkedIn is registered with me. And what is the URL we got here? What is the URL we got here? We got a code. Is the LinkedIn is already registered with my back remote site settings? You are supposed to enter. Okay. So once you got the code, what is the next one we have to do? We receive the code. Once you receive the code, we are supposed to request for the access token. Request. How do you request the access token? Again, documentation. Go to the documentation. So more of documentation work. Then what does it say? Design 41. Post. Then parameters. What are the parameters you are supposed to send? Grant type, authorization code. Code, create URI. Client ID. These are the parameters you are supposed to pass and request for the access token. What is the URL? Is the URL, method is post, and these are the parameters what you are supposed to pass. Then how do you make it? Public void request. Is a request token. Then create string endpoint. The procedure is same, but more number of example you do, you'll remember the process. Then we have string body. The body what we are doing? Grant type equal to authorization code. We have body equal to body plus ampersand client ID. Client ID equal to data dot client ID. Body equal to body plus ampersand client secret equal to data dot client secret. You got a client ID, client secret. What are the other parameters we have to pass? Body equal to body plus ampersand. So we got read and URI. Then we are going to pass the body equal to body plus ampersand code. So first we need to read the code. How do you read the code from the URL? Code equal to fx page dot current page dot get parameters. What is it? Reading the data from URL. Then you are supposed to make a request now. What is the request? It should be p equal to it should be request then request dot set request dot set method is post request dot set body with pass method. Endpoint method set body. Then you are supposed to make a request. Response equal to v dot send Then we are going to have result. What is the result we are getting? Was string response or result equal to response dot get. Once you go to the body, in the body, what are the data we are going to have? The body we are going to get. In the body, when you make a request, we are getting access token, we are getting expansion. So what I want to read? I want to read the access token. How do you read the access token? System dot JSON offset is equal to JSON dot dot JP dot next token not equal to null. If JP dot next token, then get access token. Access token equal to JP dot get. Is it the same procedure that we are following? Till authorization, procedure will be same. Only when you are requesting the data, the procedure will change. Till authorization, the procedure is same. Then go to the Linkedln response and you are supposed to display effects form command button value equal to token action equal to request. Very easier, right? For one thing, it will be very easy. Only when you integrate, the actual music will start. Right? Go to the preview. What is the preview? Request. Prior to this, I have to make one small quick point here. What is the point? What is the endpoint URL we are using? Back. Add the remote site settings. Linkedln.ping. No issue. Go back. Hello. Now we got the code. Request the token. We got the access token. Once you got the access token, what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to get the details about my profile. When I want to supposed to get the details about my profile, what is the method? Get method. What is the format again? We look at this. So we look at this. What is the format of request that we're making here? It is a get method. It is a get method. If you look at the documentation, also they have given the same. What is the documentation they have given? Boss. Right. You are supposed to make a request to this using access token. Then they are going to give you a response. So I want to take what is the URL to which I have to make a request? This is a URL. This is a URL to which I have to make a request. So once you got an access token, I was supposed to get the details about my profile. Get profile. What is the URL? String endpoint. Then request dot set. What is the method? Request dot set method. We are done with that. Request dot authorization. Again, we have to set authorization. Request dot set enter. Authorization. Then, what is the format of authorization they are looking? Was or where? Go back. So, right bottom to the endpoint, make a get request using the token. Then we are going to get a response. So HTTP response. Then we are going to get it. Result equal to. This is how we made a request. Right. So this is a third party URL. We have to register with the Salesforce. Go back and register with the Salesforce. New remote site settings. Right. So we are done with this. Now let us request get profile. Under the LinkedIn response, instead of access token, I want to display. The result will be coming in the form of XML. We need to deserialize and use it. I hope by now people are good with this automation. So request the token. When you request the token, then we got a response. The response, the data is coming in the form of what? Because I don't format JSON. If I don't mention format JSON, it will come in XML. If you don't mention format JSON, the response will come in XML. Okay. I hope you are clear with this format. We made a request on the LinkedIn. Whatever my data, my information is there on the LinkedIn, we are getting my profile data you are getting. Similarly, make a request, find out documentation, how to post a message, how to like a message, how to change the image. Check out, keep uploading them. Right. For practices, you can do it. My process is how to authenticate yourself. Request. I have done one example. Check out the documentation. Make a number of examples as per your requirement. I hope you are clear. So what if I don't give format equal to JSON here? Now as per the requirement, they told format equal to JSON. If I don't use format equal to JSON, we don't know. Let's check it out. We are not read the documentation actually. We made a request, right? So what is the data we got? XML. Now they told you they are giving the response in XML or JSON. Now I told you the first class, if you remember, the HTTP. Boss, you need to design. If you want to provide a service in XML and JSON, then you have to tell the customer, boss, what format of response you want? Accept JSON or accept XML. If you say I will give only one format of response, obviously you are supposed to take this. But if I am giving two formats, then you have to tell me what format of response you want. That's the reason format equal to JSON. Okay. I hope you are clear with this example. Right? So we have seen username, password authentication. We have seen the second format. What is the second format? Web server authentication. Then third one, refresh token. What is this refresh token? Refresh token is simple. What is the refresh token? When I am going for a web server authentication, within let's say 10 seconds the session is going to expire. Or within 30 seconds the session is going to expire. Before the session expires, you want to request for one more session. If you want to request one more session, what should I do? Again request the code. Again request the code. Once you got the code, again get the token. Once you got the token, make a request. That means request the code, request the token. I don't want to have a two steps because already you authorized everything. Second time when you want to extend the session ID, don't make all the process. Simply request the access token. Generally, how do you request for the access token? Request the code. Once you got the code, send the code and request for the access token. Second time when you want to extend, then again what should I do? Code, access token. To avoid these, when you request for the access token, they will send access token and refresh token. They are going to send two codes, one access token, one refresh token. Second time, if you want one more access token, don't go with the code. Whatever the refresh token is there, send this refresh token, they'll send straight away access token. Are you getting my point? Second time, when you want to request for the access token, instead of sending the entire procedure like code, again requesting access token, you can skip one step by using refresh token. If you send a refresh token, which you received in the previous step, they'll send you access token. This is one. It is not a separate authentication. When you are already authenticated, if you are requesting for one more access token, then this will work out for you. Did you get my point? Did you get my point? People have followed? Change your expressions box. Finding very difficult to understand. Right? All static expressions only. Now look at this. Client, server. What are you doing? First step. It is 120 seconds maximum. If you want to reduce, you can reduce it. Now, request the code. When you request the code, request the code. Once you request the code, code will be given. Once you got the code, what will be? Sending the code. Client ID, client secret. Okay. You're sending and asking. Request access token. When you request access token, they're verifying this. Giving access token. Once you're giving access token, what are they sending? Giving access token and reference token. If you want to start the procedure from beginning, again you have to send a request code, they'll give you code, again request for access token, then you are going to get access token. To avoid this, people are sending reference token and access token. Next time when you want an access token, what I will do? Boss, this is my reference token. Give me access token. They started giving the access token. So what happened? One step is reduced. One step is reduced. This is the advantage of using the reference token. No. Before the session expires. One time request. Only one time request. So I'll give you. Then let me show you. I removed. You create your own application login for the LinkedIn. So let us understand the flow. What is the grant type? Grant type is reference token. You have to send the reference token, client ID, client secret. Reference token, client ID, client secret. Then they're asking what format of response you want. JSON or XML, accept application XML, accept application JSON or URL, the URL format you want. So when you send grant type, reference token, client ID, client secret, you are going to get access token. When this is coming, already you are authenticated using web server authentication. Then next time when you want to authenticate, this is the process what we are going to follow. So you got the purpose of the access token, okay, reference token. Is that was clear? Clear? Next, we have one more procedure. That is a client credential authentication. Client credential. The authentication format is a client credential. We'll do an example with third party. Client credential. So let us see how to make a client credential. So we'll try to use a client credential format and login. Right. What is this client credential and how we are going to use it? So if we say client credential, right. So what are we going to pass? Client ID, client secret. By using the client ID, client secret, you want to authenticate yourself. What we are using? Client credential. In the client credential, what are you passing here? Client ID, client secret. Just pass the client ID, client secret. You'll be able to get your access token. Once you got the access token, you can request the data whatever you want. Are you getting my point here? So what you need to give? Your client ID, client secret. If you give a client ID, client secret, you're going to get your access token. Once you got the access token, you can authenticate yourself and request whatever the data we have in the Facebook. Now, what is this format called? Client credential. The client credential, what we are passing? Only we are passing client ID, client secret. The client credential, we are passing only client ID, client secret. Right. Take 5 minutes break. We'll continue with this example.